The worst part wasn't finding my IVF savings gone. It wasn't even the realization that someone had stolen from me. No, the worst part was seeing my mother and sister exchange that look while I sobbed at the kitchen table, clutching my empty bank statement. That knowing glance that passed between them, dripping with false sympathy, told me everything I needed to know. My name is Alexandra, and this is the story of how my own family betrayed me. Maybe it's a sign, my mother said, reaching across the table to pat my hand. God works in mysterious ways, sweetheart. I yanked my hand away. A sign? Mum, we're talking about $40,000. Money I saved for 3 years after my divorce. Madeline, my younger sister, waddled over with her 6-month pregnant belly leading the way. You know what they say? When one door closes... She trailed off, absently rubbing her stomach. Don't, I warned, my voice cracking. Just don't. The bank had no answers. No unauthorized access. No suspicious activity. Just a series of perfectly legitimate transfers that I supposedly authorized. Except I hadn't authorized anything. Have you considered that maybe this is for the best? Mum's voice was honey-sweet poison. After everything with Tom and your condition. Perhaps motherhood isn't meant for everyone. I stared at her, ice forming in my chest. My condition? You mean my endometriosis? The same condition you told the entire family about without my permission? Madeline cleared her throat. Mum's just trying to help, Alex. We hate seeing you so... desperate. The word hung in the air like smoke. Desperate. As if wanting a child made me pathetic. As if saving every penny, working overtime, sacrificing everything for a chance at motherhood somehow made me less than them. I got up to leave, my legs shaking. That's when I saw it. A crumpled receipt peeking out from under Mum's purse. Party City, baby shower decorations. The total made my stomach lurch. I should go, I mumbled, grabbing my coat. Neither of them moved to stop me. In the hallway, I paused. Their voices drifted through the partially open door. Do you think she suspects? Madeline whispered. Of course not, Mum replied. Just make sure she never finds out about the... I didn't stay to hear the rest. Didn't need to. Later that night, I sat in my empty apartment, scrolling through Madeline's Instagram. Photo after photo of her perfect pregnancy journey, designer maternity clothes, expensive prenatal vitamins, a custom-made crib that cost more than my monthly rent. My phone buzzed. A text from Mum. Remember, sweetie, everything happens for a reason. Some women just aren't cut out for motherhood, but you'll always be the best aunt. I threw my phone across the room. 3 years of overtime shifts at the hospital. 3 years of no vacations, no new clothes, no life outside of saving. 3 years of hope, carefully cultivated and protected, now shattered like the screen of my phone. The next morning, I called Daniel, our family attorney. His voice was careful, measured. Alexandra, are you sure you want to look into this? Family matters can get complicated. They're planning some kind of baby shower, I said. An expensive one, right after my savings mysteriously vanish. A long pause. Come to my office tomorrow. Bring every financial document you have. That afternoon, Madeline posted another photo. Her and Mum shopping for baby supplies, matching designer handbags on their arms. The caption read, "Nothing better than mother-daughter shopping. Can't wait to celebrate this miracle. Tan blessed to shout a baby shower. Votre family." I zoomed in on their smiling faces, studied the genuine joy in their expressions. Joy bought with my stolen dreams. My hands shook as I typed a comment. Beautiful. Can't wait to celebrate with you both. The lie tasted like acid. That night, I dreamed of empty cribs and stolen chances. But when I woke up, the tears were gone. In their place was something harder, colder, something that would make them regret ever underestimating me. Mum always said karma comes for everyone eventually. She just never expected it to come wearing her eldest daughter's face. I picked up my shattered phone, opened my banking app one more time. The transactions were there, mocking me. Each one perfectly executed, professionally done. Someone who knew my accounts, my passwords, my life. Someone who thought they'd get away with it. I opened my laptop and started documenting everything. Every transfer, every receipt, every smug social media post. They wanted to take my dream of motherhood? Fine. I'd take everything from them instead. Daniel's office smelled like old leather and expensive cologne. He spread my bank statements across his mahogany desk, frowning as he traced the transactions with his finger. "These transfers," he said, tapping the paper. "They're too clean, too professional. Someone knew exactly what they were doing." "Can you trace them?" He nodded slowly. "Give me a few days. But Alexandra, are you prepared for what we might find?" Before I could answer, my phone buzzed. Another Instagram notification from Madeline. "Baby shower planning in full swing. Mum's going all out. Pau blessed." I turned the phone to show Daniel. "Look at the date. The first transfer was 3 days before she started shopping for the shower." "Social media can be evidence," he said, taking a photo of my screen. "Keep tracking everything." On my way home, I stopped at the local party planning boutique. Clara, the owner, was arranging silk flowers in the window. Her face lit up when she saw me. "Alexandra, I was just thinking about you. Your sister's shower is going to be spectacular." My heart stopped. "Oh? The budget they gave me?" She whistled. "I've never seen anything like it. The flowers alone are costing." "They?" I interrupted. "Who exactly is paying for all this?" Clara's smile faltered. "Well, your mother handled the deposit, but she said the funds were coming from a special family account, for celebrations and such." I forced a smile. "Right, of course. Would you mind showing me some of the plans? I'd love to help." She pulled out a thick binder, flipping through pages of invoices and designs. Each number felt like a knife in my chest. Champagne fountains, crystal centerpieces, a professional photographer. "Your mother insisted on the best of everything," Clara said proudly. "Said something about making up for lost time." My phone buzzed again. "Mum. Honey, we need to talk about your attitude lately. Madeline says you've been distant. This should be a happy time for our family." I excused myself and drove straight to Daniel's office. He was waiting with a thick folder. "You need to see this," he said, pulling out a document. "The transfer authorization. Look at the signature." My hands shook as I held the paper. There it was, my mother's distinctive handwriting, trying to mimic mine. But she'd made one crucial mistake. "She dated it wrong," I whispered. "She used European style, day before month. I always write month first." Daniel's eyes were grim. "That's not all. I traced the money. It went through 3 different accounts before landing in Madeline's name. Your mother's fingerprints are all over this." "Can we prove it?" "Beyond any doubt. But Alexandra, think carefully about your next move. This kind of betrayal, there's no coming back from it." My phone lit up with a text from Bella, my cousin. "Hey, is everything okay? Heard some rumours about you having a breakdown over money. Mum's worried." Of course, they were already spinning their narrative. Poor, unstable Alexandra, making up stories about stolen money. Better to discredit me now, before I could expose their theft. I drove home in a daze, but instead of going inside, I sat in my car watching the sunset. A notification popped up. Madeline had tagged me in a post, a video of her and Mom at some luxury baby boutique, cooing over tiny designer clothes. "Can't wait to share this journey with my amazing family. Special thanks to Mom for making all this possible. Blessed Deitch baby shower, Deitch family." My fingers hovered over the comment button. So easy to expose them right now, to shatter their perfect facade with a few simple words. But no, not yet. I called Daniel instead. "I want copies of everything," I said. "Every transaction, every document, every piece of evidence. And I want to know exactly what legal actions I can take. Already working on it. But there's something else you should know. Your mother came to see me this morning." My blood ran cold. "What?" "She wanted to discuss power of attorney over your accounts. Said she was worried about your mental state after the divorce. I declined, of course, but..." "They're trying to take control of whatever I have left," I finished. "Exactly. Alexandra, whatever you're planning, do it soon. They're moving faster than we thought." I hung up and finally checked Bella's text. Typed out a response that would feed right into their narrative. "Just going through some stuff. Need some time alone. Don't worry about me." Let them think they'd won. Let them believe I was broken, defeated, too damaged to fight back. The baby shower invitation would arrive soon, and with it, my chance to show them exactly how wrong they were about me. I opened my laptop and started a new document. Evidence of theft, I titled it. Then methodically, I began to build my case. They wanted a shower to remember. I'd make sure they got one. The invitation arrived on thick, pearlescent paper, wrapped in a silk ribbon. Inside, flowing script announced, "Join us in celebrating the miracle of new life." My hands trembled as I read the date, exactly 1 month away. My phone chimed. Mom again. "Alexandra, sweetheart, God has a plan for everyone. Sometimes we need to accept that his path for us isn't what we imagined. Praying for your healing." I screenshot the message and added it to my evidence folder. Then another text came through, this time from Madeline. "Hey sis, really hope you can make it to the shower. I know things have been difficult for you lately, but family is family, right? Love you." The doorbell rang. Bella stood on my porch, holding a casserole dish and wearing her best sympathetic expression. "Thought you might need some comfort food," she said, pushing past me into the kitchen. "And maybe someone to talk to." I watched her set down the dish and fidget with her purse. "Who sent you, Bella? Mum or Madeline?" "Neither. She sighed. "People are talking, Alex. They're saying you had some kind of breakdown, that you're making up stories about missing money because you're jealous of Madeline's pregnancy. And what do you think?" She wouldn't meet my eyes. I think you've been through a lot. The divorce, the fertility issues. It's okay to be struggling." I walked to my office and returned with a folder. "Take a look." Bella's face paled as she flipped through the bank statements, the transfer authorizations, the documented timeline of theft. "Oh my God. Still think I'm having a breakdown?" She sat heavily in a kitchen chair. "They really did this. But why? How could they?" "Because they could," I said simply. "Because they decided I didn't deserve to be a mother." "What are you going to do?" I took back the folder. Nothing. Yet. My phone buzzed again. Prudence, Mum's oldest friend. "Darling, we simply must have lunch. I'm so worried about you, all alone in that house. Karen tells me you've been quite distressed lately." Perfect. The family gossip machine was in full swing. That evening, I drove to Daniel's office for our weekly update. He had news. "Your mother's been busy," he said, sliding a document across his desk. "She's been talking to other lawyers about having you declared mentally incompetent." "On what grounds?" "Apparently your obsession with having a baby and these false accusations about stolen money show a disturbing pattern of instability." His voice dripped with sarcasm. "Can she do it?" "Not a chance, but it shows how far they're willing to go to keep you quiet." I nodded, adding the new document to my growing file. "The shower's in 4 weeks. Are you sure about this? Going public at the shower? It's dramatic. They stole my chance to be a mother and called me crazy for wanting it. Dramatic doesn't begin to cover what they deserve." Later that night, Madeline posted more shower preparations, custom party favours, personalised champagne bottles, a professional cake designer. Each photo was another receipt I could match to my stolen funds. Mum commented, "Nothing but the best for my precious girl and grandbaby. Some people are truly blessed with the gift of motherhood." I screenshot that too. The next morning, Bella called. "Alex, I told Mum what I saw, the evidence." My heart stopped. "What did she say?" "She said..." Bella's voice cracked. "She said you probably forged it all, that you're sick and need help. But Alex, I saw those documents, the signatures, the dates. I know you're telling the truth." "Thank you," I whispered. "I'll stand with you. Whatever you're planning, I've got your back." One ally. It was a start. That afternoon, I RSVP'd to the shower. "Wouldn't miss it for the world. Can't wait to celebrate." Mum replied instantly. "So glad you're feeling better, sweetheart. We were worried you might not come. This means so much to Madeline." I bet it does, I thought, adding her message to my file. Daniel called with final confirmation. He'd traced every penny of my stolen money to the shower expenses. We had bank records, timestamps, signatures, an airtight case. "Last chance to back out," he said. "No," I replied, staring at my growing evidence file. "They chose this path. They decided to steal my dream and call me crazy for wanting it. Now they get to live with the consequences." I opened my closet and pulled out the dress I'd bought for the shower. Classic black, funeral appropriate, perfect for the death of family ties. 4 weeks, just 4 weeks until their perfect world came crashing down. My phone buzzed one last time. Madeline. Found the most amazing photographer for the shower. Every moment will be captured forever. Blessed Cheung memories. Cheung family. Yes, I thought. Every single moment. 3 weeks before the shower, I mailed a thick envelope to Prudence's house. No return address, just copies of bank statements, transfer records, and a simple note. "Thought you might find this interesting." If there was one thing Prudence loved more than gossip, it was being the first to know a scandal. 2 days later, my phone rang. Bella's voice was urgent. "Alex, it's starting. Prudence has been making calls. Mum's freaking out." "What's she saying?" "She keeps repeating that it's all lies, that you're unstable. But Prudence, she's showing people the documents. Some of them recognize your mum's handwriting from the church committee." Perfect. I met Daniel for coffee to discuss final preparations. He spread more papers across the cafe table, speaking in low tones. "The police are ready to take your statement after the shower," he said. "But you need to be prepared. This goes beyond civil court. It's criminal fraud. They should have thought of that before they stole from me." My phone lit up with a text from Mum. "We need to talk. Your behaviour lately is concerning. I've spoken with Dr. Roberts about getting you some help." "Dr. Roberts?" Daniel asked. "Your old therapist?" "From the divorce," I confirmed. "She's trying to build a paper trail. Make me look unstable before I can expose them. She's getting desperate." That night, I rehearsed my speech in front of the mirror. Each word carefully chosen, each piece of evidence organised for maximum impact. My hands shook as I practised. The doorbell rang. Madeline stood there, 7 months pregnant and glowing. "Surprise!" she chirped. "Thought we could have sister time before the shower. Like old days?" I let her in, watching her waddle to my couch. She pulled out her phone, showing me shower details. "The cake will be 4 tiers," she gushed. "And wait till you see the party favours. Custom-made crystal baby rattles for every guest." My stolen money, buying her perfect day. "Sounds expensive," I said carefully. "Oh, Mom took care of everything. She's been so generous." Madeline paused, studying my face. "You know, Alex, maybe after the baby comes, we could help you look into adoption. Since the IVF money, well, everything happens for a reason, right?" I smiled tightly. "Right." After she left, I checked my email. Clara, the party planner, had sent the final guest list. 78 people, 78 witnesses. My phone buzzed with a group text from Mom to several family members. "After next weekend's celebration, we need to discuss Alexandra's situation. Her recent behaviour has become concerning. Time for an intervention." I forwarded it to Daniel. "They're planning to cut you off after the shower," he texted back. "Make sure you're ready." That night, I dreamed of the shower. In my dream, I stood up to speak, and no words came out. My evidence vanished, my proof turned to ash, while Mom and Madeline laughed from their thrones of stolen gold. I woke up drenched in sweat. Bella called early the next morning. "Alex, Mum just told me. They're planning something. After the shower, they want to have you committed for evaluation. They're saying you're delusional about the money." My hands clenched around the phone. "Let them try." "Are you sure about this? Going through with it?" I looked at my evidence file, now thick enough to fill a briefcase. "They stole my chance to be a mother. Then they tried to steal my sanity. What would you do?" Silence. Then, "I'll be there. Front row." 1 week left. The final preparations began. Madeline posted hourly shower updates. Mum commented on each one, playing the devoted grandmother-to-be. Their perfect facade was almost complete. I printed final copies of everything. Bank records, transfers, text messages, social media posts. Each piece of evidence carefully organised, ready to destroy their carefully constructed lies. Daniel called with last-minute advice. Remember, stay calm. Let the evidence speak for itself. And Alexandra, whatever happens, you're doing the right thing." The night before the shower, Mum sent one final text. "Praying you'll find peace, sweetheart. Sometimes letting go is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. See you tomorrow. Love, Mum." I added it to the file. In my bathroom, I practiced my speech one last time, studied my reflection, calm, collected, ready. They thought they'd stolen my dream and gotten away with it. Thought they could paint me as crazy, erase me from the family, and live happily ever after with my money funding their perfect life. Tomorrow, they'd learn how wrong they were. I laid out my black dress, checked my evidence one final time, and went to bed. In 12 hours, their world would burn, and I'd be holding the match. The country club ballroom sparkled with crystal and silk, my stolen dreams transformed into Pinterest-perfect decorations. I adjusted my black dress and clutched my briefcase tighter as I approached the entrance. "Alexandra!" Clara rushed over, clipboard in hand. "You look, wow, different." "Good different." "Powerful," she said, then lowered her voice. "Listen, about the payment issues." "Later," I cut her off, spotting Mom and Madeline holding court by the gift table. Mum's face tightened when she saw me. "Darling, we weren't sure you'd come. That dress is interesting for a baby shower." "Wouldn't miss it," I smiled, setting my briefcase carefully under a nearby table. Guests filtered in, their whispers following me like smoke. Prudence stood with a cluster of church ladies, their heads bent together, shooting glances my way. "Alex!" Bella appeared at my elbow, squeezing my hand. "You ready?" Before I could answer, Madeline clinked her crystal champagne flute. "Everyone, please take your seats." I sat at my assigned table, far from the centre, nearly hidden behind a massive flower arrangement. Of course. Mum stood first, tears gleaming. Today, we celebrate not just a baby, but the true meaning of family. Some of us, her eyes found mine, may not understand the blessed path God chooses for us, but Madeline has embraced her destiny as a mother with such grace. My fingers dug into my palms as she continued, each word a carefully crafted dagger. Madeline rose next, radiant in designer maternity wear. "I'm so blessed to have such a supportive family. Mum, you've made all this possible, every perfect detail. Perfect details bought with my money, my future." The photographer circled, capturing every moment. "Good. Let them document their own downfall." "And now," Mum announced, "we have a surprise. Alexandra, dear, would you like to say a few words about becoming an aunt?" My heart stopped. This wasn't part of their schedule. They were trying to catch me off guard, force me to play along, or look unstable. I stood slowly, smoothing my dress. The room fell silent. "Actually," I said, voice steady, "I would love to speak." Mum's smile faltered. Madeline shifted uncomfortably. I retrieved my briefcase and walked to the centre of the room. "You're right, Mum. Today is about family, about truth, about consequences." "Alexandra," Mum warned, but I was already pulling out the first document. 3 months ago, I had $40,000 saved for IVF, my chance at motherhood. I held up the bank statement. "Today, I'm going to show you all where that money really went." "She's confused," Madeline interrupted quickly. "Mum, maybe we should—" "These are the transfer records," I continued, my voice carrying to every corner. "Note the signature." "Mum, isn't that your handwriting?" The room erupted in murmurs. Prudence leaned forward, phone discreetly recording. "And here," I pulled out more papers, "are the receipts. Everything in this room. The flowers, the crystal, the champagne, bought with stolen money. My money." "That's enough." Mum stood, face flushed. "Alexandra is unwell. She's been struggling." "The caterer's invoice," I spoke over her, "paid from my account. The photographer, my savings. The custom favours everyone's holding, those cost $3,000 of my money." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Gary, Madeline's husband, stood up. "What is she talking about?" "Show them the signature comparisons," Bella called out. I held up the documents. Mum tried to forge my signature, but she made mistakes, little ones, like using European date format when I always write month first. This is ridiculous, Madeline protested, but her voice shook. Mum, do something. I already did something, I said quietly. I called the police. They have copies of everything. But I wanted you to face your family first, the people you pretend to be perfect for. The room exploded into chaos. Guests stood, phones out, documenting everything. Gary stormed out, Madeline waddling after him in tears. Mum tried to speak, but for once, nobody was listening to her carefully crafted lies. One more thing, I raised my voice above the din. I found this text chain, about having me committed after the shower, about making sure I could never tell anyone what you did. Prudence's live stream caught it all. The gasps, the accusations, the slow demolition of their carefully constructed facade. I packed my evidence away as the room dissolved into scandal. Bella appeared beside me, tears in her eyes. You did it, she whispered. No, I replied, watching Mom sink into a chair, her social kingdom crumbling around her. They did it to themselves. I walked out of the ballroom, leaving chaos in my wake. Behind me, I heard Madeline sob. Mum, what did we do? What did we do? What they'd done was underestimate me, and now they'd pay the price. I made it halfway to my car before Mum's voice rang out across the parking lot. How dare you? She stormed after me, mascara running. How dare you ruin your sister's special day with these lies? I turned slowly. A crowd had gathered at the country club entrance, phones raised, recording everything. Lies? I opened my briefcase again. Like this bank statement? Or this forged signature? Or maybe this text where you planned to have me committed? I was trying to protect you. She grabbed for the papers, but I stepped back. You're not well, Alexandra. This obsession with having a baby. Don't. My voice cut through her excuses. Don't you dare make this about my mental health. Madeline appeared, supported by Gary. Her face was blotchy with tears. Alex, please. There has to be a way to fix this. We can pay you back. Pay her back? Gary's voice cracked. You told me your mum paid for everything. You told me it was family money. Honey, I can explain. Explain what? He pulled away from her. That our baby shower was funded with stolen money? That you let me brag to everyone about how generous your family was? Prudence pushed through the crowd, phone live streaming. Karen, darling, perhaps you'd like to explain to everyone why you forged your daughter's signature. Mum straightened her spine, switching to her church committee voice. This is a private family matter. Private? I laughed. Like how you told everyone I was unstable, how you spread rumours about my obsession while spending my IVF money on crystal party favours? More guests emerged, clutching their $1,000 favours with newfound disgust. Clara, the party planner, stood frozen in the doorway, her clipboard hanging limp. I have the receipts, she called out suddenly. All the payments. They came from Alexandra's account. I kept copies. Madeline crumpled onto a bench, sobbing. Mum, you said it was okay. You said she'd never find out. Because she doesn't deserve to be a mother, Mum exploded. Look at her, divorced, bitter, willing to destroy her own sister's happiness. Mrs. Johnston? A police officer approached, followed by Daniel. We need to discuss these fraud allegations. Mum's face went white. I have power of attorney? No. Daniel stepped forward. You don't. And now we have witnesses to attempted financial abuse and conspiracy. Gary turned to Madeline. I want a paternity test. What? She grabbed his arm. Gary, no. This has nothing to do with... If you could lie about this, what else have you lied about? The crowd murmured. Phones kept recording. Prudence's live stream counter ticked up. I did it for you, Mum shouted at Madeline. She would have wasted that money on a hopeless dream. You deserved it more. The officer cleared his throat. Ma'am, we'll need you to come with us. You can't arrest me. I'm a respected member of this community. Not anymore, Prudence muttered, still streaming. Bella appeared at my side, holding out her phone. It's trending locally. Everyone's sharing the video. Mum's carefully curated social status evaporated in real time. Church ladies deleted her from committees via text. Country club members turned their backs. Her kingdom of perfectly maintained appearances crumbled to ash. Alexandra, she tried one last time. I'm your mother. No, I said quietly. You're a thief who happened to give birth to me." The officers led her away. Madeline remained on the bench, abandoned by Gary, watching her perfect life implode. "What happens now?" she whispered. "Now?" I gathered my evidence. "Now you face consequences, both criminal and civil. Daniel has the paperwork ready. But the baby isn't my problem." I turned to leave, then paused. "You know what's funny? If you just asked, I might have helped with the shower, because that's what family does. But you and Mum decided I didn't deserve to be part of this family." "We were wrong," she sobbed. "Please, Alex. Save it for the judge." The crowd parted as I walked to my car. Behind me, I heard Prudence's voice. "Well, I always said Karen was too perfect to be real. Wait until the Bridge Club hears about this." Daniel caught up to me. "Police want your statement tomorrow. And the civil suit." "File everything," I said. "I want it all on record." Bella hugged me tight. "You did it. You really did it." I watched Madeline crying alone on the bench, Mom in the back of a police car, their perfect world shattered by their own choices. "No," I said. "They did it. I just showed everyone who they really are." My phone buzzed with messages, support, shock, offers to testify. The truth spread like wildfire through our social circle, burning away decades of careful pretense. They wanted a shower to remember. They got their wish. The police station coffee tasted like burnt plastic, but I sipped it anyway while giving my statement. Detective Morris recorded everything, her face growing grimmer with each detail. "And you have all the original documents?" she asked. "Daniel has copies of everything," I confirmed. "Bank records, forged signatures, text messages planning to have me committed." My phone buzzed. "Gary. Alex, I filed for separation. I can't trust her anymore. I'm sorry about everything." Another message popped up. "Madeline. They're keeping Mum overnight. Please, this has gone too far. We can work something out." I turned the phone off. Detective Morris leaned forward. "Your mother's claiming she had verbal permission to access your accounts, says it was a family agreement. Check the text messages where she discusses hiding the theft from me." "Already did." She closed her notebook. "We're charging her with fraud and theft. Your sister's looking at conspiracy charges." I left the station to find Bella waiting in the parking lot. "You need to see this," she said, holding up her phone. Mum's church friends had started a prayer circle Facebook group. Not for her, but for her victims. The country club had suspended her membership. 3 charity boards had asked for her resignation. "Prudence's video went viral," Bella explained. "Local news wants to interview you." "No interviews. Alex." She hesitated. "Madeline's in the hospital. Stress-induced complications." My hand instinctively went to my stomach, that empty space where my own baby should have been growing. "Not my problem." Daniel called as I drove home. Their lawyer reached out. "They want to make a deal." "No deals." "They're offering full restitution plus damages." "They're offering money they don't have," I corrected. "Mum's accounts are frozen, and Madeline's husband left her. Where exactly is this restitution coming from?" Silence. Then, "Good point." At home, I found a letter in my mailbox. Mum's handwriting. "Alexandra, you've destroyed this family. I hope you're satisfied. I only did what any good mother would do, protected the daughter who deserved a chance at motherhood. You're too damaged, too bitter to raise a child. I pray you'll see that someday. Mum." I added it to my evidence file. The next day, local media camped outside Mum's house. She'd been released on bail, but her perfectly curated world had imploded. Neighbours crossed the street to avoid her. Her phone rang unanswered. Madeline was discharged from the hospital. Gary moved out the same day. "Your sister's asking for you," Bella reported. "Says she needs her big sister." "She needed a big sister when she was stealing my future," I replied. "Now she needs a lawyer." The criminal charges made headlines. Mum's arrest photo showed her mascara-streaked face, designer outfit wrinkled from a night in holding. Madeline's booking photo followed, her pregnant belly prominent, her face swollen from crying. My phone rang. Unknown number. "Alexandra," a familiar voice. "It's Clara, the party planner. I have more evidence. Payment records, conversations with your mother. If you need them for court, send them to Daniel." Prudence called next. Darling, the bridge club is absolutely horrified. Karen always acted so superior, and now, well, Karma's quite the bitch, isn't she? I let her chatter, knowing each word would spread through our social circle like poison. That evening, Mum tried one last time. I'm your mother? You can't let them arrest me. What will people think? They'll think you're a thief, I texted back, because you are. Daniel updated me on the legal proceedings. Mum faced serious prison time. Madeline might get probation due to her pregnancy, but her reputation was destroyed. The DA wants to make an example, he said. Elder abuse is one thing, but stealing someone's chance at motherhood. They're going hard on this one. Bella brought dinner and local gossip. Gary's telling everyone Madeline admitted to other lies, big ones. And Mom, nobody's speaking to her. She tried to go to church and people walked out. Consequences? I said simply. My phone buzzed with a news alert. Mum's face filled the screen. Local socialite arrested for stealing daughter's IVF fund. I clicked it off. Later that night, I sat alone in my empty apartment, surrounded by evidence of their betrayal. The victory felt hollow somehow, like winning a war, but losing everything else. A final text lit up my phone. Madeline. The baby's kicking. I wish things were different. I'm sorry, Alex. For everything. I left it unanswered. They say revenge is sweet, but nobody tells you about the aftertaste, bitter and lingering, like that police station coffee. But at least the truth was out, and sometimes that has to be enough. The courthouse corridor felt colder than it should in summer. I sat on a hard wooden bench, watching Mom and Madeline enter with their lawyers. Neither looked at me. Ready? Daniel asked, touching my shoulder. Before I could answer, Bella rushed up. Alex, they're offering a plea deal. I know. I smoothed my skirt. The DA called this morning. Mom would serve 18 months, pay restitution. Madeline would get probation, community service, and mandatory counselling. Both would have to make public apologies. It's not enough, Bella said. No, I agreed. But it's something. Inside the courtroom, I watched them plead guilty. Mum's voice shook as she admitted to forging my signature, stealing my money, planning to discredit me. Madeline sobbed through her confession of conspiracy and fraud. The judge's voice cut through their tears. You didn't just steal money. You tried to steal someone's future, their dream of motherhood. Then you attempted to gaslight your victim into believing she was mentally unwell. This court finds your actions particularly despicable. I felt nothing watching them cry. Outside, reporters waited. Mum tried one last performance. Alexandra, please, I'm still your mother. I turned to face her. No, a mother protects her children, all of them. You're just a thief who gave birth. Madeline stepped forward, one hand on her belly. Alex, when the baby comes, don't. My voice could have frozen fire. Don't you dare use that child to manipulate me, not after what you did. She crumpled. Gary, watching from the crowd, turned and walked away. Back home, I opened my laptop. Daniel had forwarded the final restitution details. My stolen money would be returned, with interest. Mum's assets would be liquidated. Madeline's perfect life would be mortgaged to pay her debt. My phone buzzed. A text from Clara. Found an IVF clinic in the city. They're accepting new patients. If you're interested... I stared at the message for a long time. The doorbell rang. Bella stood there with Prudence of all people. Before you say no, Bella started, just listen. Prudence held up her phone. The video of your mother's arrest, it went viral in fertility support groups. People want to help. There's a fundraiser. I looked at the screen. Thousands of comments, shares, donations, women sharing their own stories of family betrayal, of stolen dreams, of fighting back. I don't need money anymore, I said. The restitution. It's not about money, Bella interrupted. It's about support, community. These women, they understand. They want to help you try again. My throat tightened. And there's something else. Prudence's voice softened. Your mother's reputation is destroyed, but yours, you're an inspiration. You fought back. You won. Doesn't feel like winning, I admitted. No, Bella agreed. But it feels like justice. My phone buzzed again. Madeline. The baby's a girl. I'm naming her Alexandra. Not to manipulate you. Just to remember what I lost. What I threw away. I'm sorry. I deleted the message. Clara called next. The clinic director saw your story. She wants to meet. Says sometimes healing starts with trying again. I thought about my empty savings account, soon to be refilled. About my empty apartment, waiting to be filled with new dreams. About my empty heart, slowly filling with something that felt like peace. Tell her I'll think about it. That night, I sat on my balcony watching the sunset. Mum would be starting her sentence soon. Madeline would birth her baby alone, her perfect life in shambles. Their carefully constructed facade was gone forever. But so was my family. Bella texted, "Dinner tomorrow? The fertility support group wants to meet you." I looked at my phone, then at the sky, then at my own reflection in the window. The woman staring back wasn't broken anymore, just different, stronger maybe. "Yes," I typed back. "Tell them I'll come." My dream of motherhood wasn't dead, just delayed. And maybe, somewhere in all this wreckage, a new kind of family waited to be built. Not with blood ties and stolen money and perfect lies, but with truth, with strength, with women who understood loss and betrayal and fighting back. I opened Clara's message about the clinic, typed 3 words that felt like starting over. Make the appointment. They say karma comes for everyone eventually, but sometimes karma needs a little help. Sometimes you have to stand up and say, enough. Sometimes losing everything is just the beginning. I was ready to begin again, this time on my own terms, this time without their lies, this time for me.